Hello, this is Ernest Burley Jr., your certified financial planner professional, your NFLPA registered player financial advisor, your chartered financial consultant, your investment advisory representative. I hold the Series 6, 63, and Series 7 that allow me to offer securities products for clients across the country. I'm also your author of 2 books on Money Management Easy as 1, 2, 3, and Money Management from Grade School to Grad School. These books are on Amazon, so go there and buy them out. Okay, I want you to buy them out. So by the box loads. So Amazon has to contact my publisher and say, "Hey, send us more books. We're selling out of these things, right? Like they're selling like hotcakes." Okay, there are several organizations across the country that are using my books to teach money management principles, financial planning principles, and some insurance concepts too. So I would really appreciate that you get on board. Buy the books, and I can do a webinar for you, or I can do a Zoom type situation for you, or I can come visit you and actually do a workshop for you at your location. Okay, so let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that. Okay, I'm also a licensed insurance agent with over 25 years experience in the industry. No, over 30 years of experience in the industry and over 25 years in business actually at my firm. I have clients from the north to the south, from the east to the west. So I like the fact that we can help clients all over the country, not just in one particular area, even though my firm is situated in Maryland, in Bowie, Maryland, right outside of Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. I specialize in wealth management, so like IRAs, various investment products, 401k plans, simple IRAs, things of that nature, brokerage accounts, portfolios. Also asset protection, so protecting what you've already accumulated, as well as asset growth, trying to grow strategically what you have in your possession. And also various types of insurance, whether it be auto insurance, home, life, long-term care, disability, business, professional liability, church policies, all different types of insurance policies, as well as financial planning, whether it be comprehensive financial planning or basic financial planning. There's something for everybody, okay? And also athlete management. So like I said, on the NFL side, I'm an NFLPA registered player financial advisor. On the NBA side, I'm an NBPA certified player agent. So I can get guys opportunities to take a look, get a look taken at them to see if they are ready to be in the NBA. If not, we can go overseas because I'm FIBA licensed also for overseas opportunities. Okay, so that's it. Purpose of the podcast is to educate, to enlighten, and empower you with clear, concise, objective, unbiased information so you can make some great decisions for yourself, for your family, for your church family, for those who are associated with you, for your friends, coworkers, employers, so you can help them make good decisions as you make good decisions for yourself and others around you, okay? Today's podcast, pretty straightforward. Investing, what's a target fund? Okay, so we're going to talk about investing. What is a target fund? So now many people invest in 401k plans, TSPs, 403b plans, all these different types of plans, but they have no clue what they're investing in. They just have their money in a retirement plan at work. And I mentioned this in a previous podcast. We all know this to be true. So many people have their money in a work retirement plan, and they have it invested the same way they started 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. The same way they had their investments that time allocated, it's still that way decades later. It's mainly because people are not comfortable with managing their investments and making changes and things of that nature, which I get that, I understand it. So they do like a set it and forget it type situation. But is set it and forget it a good strategy? What if you're investing in some type of fund or investment that's taking a beating and has been taking a beating for a long time? What if you're investing in a fund that consistently performs poorly? Now, there's no guarantee as to what fund's going to do what, but when you take a look at what you're investing in and something has been doing poorly for 10, 15, 20 years, that is not good for you. That is not a good strategy to set it and forget it, okay? So I think you get the idea where I'm coming from. So you need to maybe connect with someone, you need to connect with someone who is knowledgeable in the arena of investing and properly allocating money so it fits like the right path for you, whether it's like growth oriented or moderate in the middle or conservative. You want the portfolio to fit your risk tolerance your time horizon, how long before you need to use the money, and things of that nature. So yeah, be shrewd about that. Be very shrewd about that. It's very important, okay? Now, some people use target funds, but they don't know what they are. Like a target fund can actually work to your advantage if you have no clue about investing and you don't want the responsibility of tweaking your own portfolio over time. So, I mean, a target fund can work to your advantage, and we're going to talk about that in just a few seconds. Different companies call these funds different things. Like they may call it a target fund, a life fund, a cycle fund, a life cycle fund. They're all different types of names for these funds that are basically target funds. So when you typically see this type of fund, you'll see several of them like kind of clumped together. And like, for example, we'll call ours target fund. Normally it will have like target in front of it and a year, right? Or a letter like T and a year. So for our example, we're going to say T and the year will be our target fund series, right? So let's just say T like T 2025. That stands for Target 2025. T 2030, T 2035, T 2040, T 2045, T 2050. You get my drift, right? So the T stands for target and the year stands for basically the year that you plan to retire. That's why it's called a target fund, because it's targeting that year as your retirement year. So the way these things work is the fund automatically adjusts over time and gets more conservative the closer you get to that year. So say if you're investing in a T 2025 target fund 2025, that means it's probably going to be pretty conservative if you're in the year 2023, because that's telling the fund, hey, I'm retiring in 2 years. So that fund is going to be much more conservative than say someone who is in a target 2050, like T 2050, right? Because the target 2050 fund is basically saying, hey, this person is not retiring until the year 2050, which is 27 years from 2023. That fund is going to be much more growth oriented and much more aggressive than a 2025 fund, right? That just makes sense when you think it through, right? If you're close to retirement, you don't want a whole lot of volatility. So that fund's going to tweak it to be more conservative. When you're far out from retirement, then hey, you can afford some volatility to try and seek some gains over time. That's the way you invest. And if you don't want to tweak your portfolio yourself and say, hey, I need to change it from this to this to that to that, you can get into a target fund and the target fund will tweak it for you over time. So if you start now, like say if the year is 2023 and you pick target 2050, as you get closer and closer to 2050, that portfolio is going to start out aggressive or growth oriented, but it's going to get more and more conservative over time without you having to touch it. It will change over time itself. So when it gets to 2030, it's going to be a little less growth oriented. It's still going to be growth oriented because it's still 20 years out from 2050. When you get to 2040, it's going to change. It's going to be changing the whole time, but the closer you get to 2050, it's going to get more and more and more conservative, and you would not have had to do anything with the fund. So that's the advantage of a target fund. You can set it and forget it, but you realize when you set it and forget it, it will be tweaked over time, as opposed if you set it and forget it in just one particular fund that it's just investing in, say, an index or investing in blue chips or whatever. That's all it's investing in, and it's not changing over time to get more conservative and tweak your portfolio towards what your actual time horizon is, okay? So target funds are not a bad thing. They can be a good thing, okay? And that's it for today's podcast. Pretty simple, right? So the recap is set it and forget it is not a good strategy, right? You don't just want to set it and forget it. If you're in some type of fund that doesn't change over time, I'll put a caveat there. So set it and forget it is not normally a good strategy, but if you have it as one of these life cycle type funds, it can work to your advantage because it changes over time for you, okay? So the takeaway is, hey, if you don't want to have the responsibility of taking care of and tweaking your portfolio and allocating the funds and changing it over time, you maybe should consider one of these target funds. And like I said, different companies call them different things. Target, life, cycle fund, whatever, life fund, what have you. They're normally in a series and they have, like I said, that word target or life or cycle or something in front of it, or an initial and the actual year that is targeting for you to retire. Okay. Hey, I thank you guys for listening in. I appreciate it. Every week, y'all listen in and tune into the podcast. I ask that you forward this podcast to your friends, your family members, your church members, your coworkers, your employers, all of your acquaintances all across the country and across the world. I appreciate it. All of my podcasts are on my YouTube channel. It's just my name, Ernest Burley Jr. Just go to YouTube, ask that you subscribe. I thank you for all the subscribers, people clicking in and subscribe. Ask that your friends and family members, everyone else subscribes, and then click around in there and check out the different podcasts. I talk about infinite banking. I'll talk about real estate. I'll talk about how to improve your credit score. I talk about wills versus trust and beneficiaries and whether you should pay off your home early or not. I'll talk about a whole lot of different things on my YouTube channel. So please tune into it, subscribe, and ask all of your associates to subscribe and click around in there. I think you'll see some stuff that will be helpful to you. Okay. If you want to reach out to me, very easy to do. You can email me, my first name at my full name.com. So ernest@ernestburleyjr.com. That's my email address. You can contact me through my website, which is ernestburley.com or ernestburleyjr.com. Either way. And I have a lot of great tutorials and information and videos on my website too that can help out in various areas. Or you can call my firm, 301-262-2600. Again, 301-262-2600 is the number to my firm. Okay. And that is it for today's podcast. Pretty quick and easy, right? So I do have to read off my disclaimer, of course, since I mentioned that I'm a financial advisor, investment advisor representative, and all that great stuff, certified financial planner, professional, all that good stuff. Okay, so here we go. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., 13621 Annapolis Road in Bowie, Maryland, 20720. That's where my firm is located, but I have clients all over the country in various capacities, whether it's insurance, financial services, investing, IRAs, blah, blah, blah. Take care of it all for clients all across the country. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Next Financial Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc. is not an affiliate of Next Financial Group, Inc. This material is not intended as an offer or solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security or other financial instrument. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. All the views expressed are those of Ernest Burley Jr., moi, and Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., and not those of Next Financial Group, Inc. Next Financial Group, Inc. does not provide tax advice. And that's it for today's podcast. I hope you got something great out of it. Forward it to others and have them do the same. Hey, until next time, y'all take care and y'all be safe out there.